Good afternoon, committee members and other parties of interest. The Evaluation Committee meeting for RPS 24-24971, Miscellaneous Civil Engineering Services, SBE set aside, for the Capital Programs Department will be held by means of communications media technology. Active participation will be for committee members only. Provisions have been made for members of the public desiring to have access to view the meeting. Public attendees must remain on mute with cameras off. For the record, this meeting is being recorded, and the recording will be available after the meeting has ended. Please be advised that the cone of silence is still in effect and shall end the earlier of 5 business days after the county posts its notice of intent to award the contracts associated with the solicitation, or on the date the procurement solicitation is canceled by the county. All questions, comments, and concerns must be directed to my attention and my attention only. My name is Lisa Demina, and I am the senior buyer for this project. Again, for the record, this meeting is being recorded and has been publicly noticed. At this time, I will ask each committee member to introduce themselves for the record, beginning with the committee chairperson, Amy Jarman.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Amy Jarman. I'm with Capital Programs.
Good afternoon. My name is Newton Kulkarni. I'm also with Capital Programs.
Good afternoon. This is Mansoor Yazdi with the Capital Program Public Works Department.
Thank you. Committee will now evaluate, discuss, and score by consensus the 8 proposals submitted for this request for professional services. Each proposal will be evaluated based on the information provided in the proposal as it correlates to the requirements and evaluation criteria set forth in the solicitation. The proposals will be scored based on the following criteria. Criteria 1, ability of firm and its professional personnel, 35 points. Criteria 2, firm's experience with projects of a similar size and type, 35 points. Criteria 3, firm's willingness and ability to meet schedule and budget requirements, 15 points. Criteria 4, effective firm's recent, current, and projected workload, 15 points. Criteria 5, volume of work, 5 points. Scores will be announced after the committee consensus scores for criteria 1 through 4 are recorded. Criteria 6, past performance rating, 5 points. Scores will also be announced after the committee consensus scores for criteria 1 through 4 are recorded. The Evaluation Committee Chairperson, Amy Jarman, will lead the discussion for evaluation and scoring. After each category is discussed, please state the final consensus scoring agreed upon so that I may record it in the scoring spreadsheet. After the conclusion of the scoring, I will verify the scores with the committee and provide final ranking. With that, Amy, I will turn it over to you.
Thank you, Lisa. Welcome, committee members, and thank you for attending today. Our first proposer is Advanced Engineering and Design, Inc. The way we're going to do it is we'll go around in a circle and we'll come to a consensus score after that. So my comments are as follows. I gave Advanced Engineering and Design 28 for ability of firm and its professional personnel. Advanced Engineering and Design's projects team personnel showed above average level of experience. The project team contains all necessary disciplines within its organizational chart and an above average organization. The project manager, Justin Keller, has an above average qualification, is a certified floodplain manager with a majority of resume experience listed with lift stations, sanitary sewer improvements, pump stations, and force main replacements, and specific Pinellas County. The firm has been over 25 years. It has 7 registered PEs, and its primary firm is located in Pinellas Park. They have experience, what I saw is they have experience in lift stations, sanitary sewer system, among others, park improvements, drainage improvements, vulnerability sorry about that, assessments, studies, didn't have a lot of experience with Hillsborough County. Prime firm has an above average understanding of the project and what it will be required to complete it. So based on that, I gave him a 20.
28.
I'll go next. I mean, I agree to most points with Amy, and I have actually given 29 to them. And again, very extensive experience with all personnel. William Reedy has really total 41, I believe, total years of experience, and a very qualified team in general.
So what was your score?
29.
All right, I give them 30 for some reason, so, but, you know, the civil engineering disciplines are, you know, experience, like, you know, Amy, you mentioned it, really more, you know, the experience geared toward, you know, pump station utility, and that was my concern. I didn't see anything regarding feasibility study things, you know, that's really what we normally do, you know.
Right.
All constructions committees, all the projects are made verticals, and with the parking, you know, stormwater, combination of these. So it looks like these firms, they have an experience with the utility, but unfortunately, I don't see that much of, you know. And one project they did with Hillsborough County, which the solar projects, they're doing at one of our consolidated projects, you know, on the Barico Road. But I want really to see the experience in Hillsborough County with the permitting and all those things. So I just give them 30.
So based on that, we had a 28, 29, and 30 with this 29 consensus score.
29.
Based on it. Any comments on it? So 29 consensus.
So no, would be fine.
Newton, do you want to go next?
Yeah, so we go to the next criteria for the same proposal, right?
Correct.
Okay. And that is firms' experience with projects of similar size and type. And that is something I scored them a little less because of relevance of experience, because most of the projects, at least in the proposal, are more not for the site development as such. They were more for lift stations and more bigger public work projects. So I gave them 24.
So do you want me to go
Yeah.
for that one? So, like, you know, you mentioned it, Newton. Yeah, there's for larger projects, and there's mainly is, you know, limited parking improvement projects. Parking, you know, and basically, you know, most of the work is done out of Hillsborough County area, which, you know, they are local, considered local, but, you know, I'm more concerned about, again, experience from the Hillsborough County permit. I give them 28.
I agree with all your points. Very well taken. They have more than adequate and successful recent experiences what I saw, but and most, but not all of the project experience was equivalent to the RPS scope. So I give them a 27. So we had a 24, a 28, and a 27. Do we feel like a 27, 26 or
My score was 28.
28? Yeah, we had 24, 28, and 27.
I don't have a problem with that. 27.
27, 27, let's go. Okay, 27 consensus, agreed. All agree?
Yeah.
So the next one we have is the firm's willingness and ability to meet schedule and budget requirements. So on this one, their proposal showed a good understanding of the approach to schedule and budget by utilizing tools such as assigning the right project team members and obtaining feedback on pricing from contractors during the design. So with that in mind, I gave them a 12.
Next, okay. And I give them 10 in this category. And because, I mean, the proposal itself demonstrates all the good things. And I was kind of skeptical on a couple of items about meeting the schedule issue, but on typically our complexity of the projects, it makes it.
So I give them 12 on that category, criteria, and I think they have a good understanding of their, schedule, but I want to really see more approach, meeting with the project manager, county representative, and then go through their schedule, discuss about the budget, all those things. So I think that pretty much got to agree about this one. I give them 12.
So we have a 12, 10, and 12. Do we want to do 11 or 12?
We can do 11.
11? Would you?
Oh,
you
I-
feel strongly
I
about
believe, 12 still
Okay.
the number for me, why? Because they have good understanding. So
I mean, I don't know. It was good understanding approach.
maybe 12? 12 is good.
Yeah.
12. Consensus of 12, all agree?
Sure.
yes,
Okay. So Newton, you're next on.
Effective. Okay, effect of the firm's recent, current and projected workload. The proposal demonstrated that they have good, a percentage of time available towards like, I think 3 months after this or something like that. Let me just double check that. Yeah, and then it showed that consistent for next 3 years and everything, so I gave them 11.
so they show the availability of their firms between 20 to 70% on all the disciplines. This and they're willing to take on additional work, based on what they're providing right now. I really give them 13. It's more subjective, so I give them 13 on this.
I agree with both of you. I saw that the submittal showed the consultants project team have adequate time and personnel, again, approximately 15 to 20%. And then as the year goes on, up to about 75% for some, with some possible prior workload commitments I thought were a concern that may impact its ability to complete services on schedule. So I've given them a 11. So you gave them a 13.
13,
So 13, 11, 11. So
Okay.
12.
12.
Do you agree? Okay. Do you all in consensus? Yes.
Yes.
That finishes advanced engineering and designing. We will move on to our next proposal in alphabetical order. Alpha. ALF, AA. Started with Newton, so we'll start with Concern first.
Yes, this firm has actually 4 civil engineer technician working all experience. The experience basically is with the feasibility study. This firm, key players have experience with, some of the county projects, that we do. And so they have a good understanding of the project and approach was fine with this one. But I want to, this is really more, I didn't see any sub-consultant like environmental engineer. Unless I missed something, but I was looking for this one, but I really want to see more details on the approach, how they approach projects on this. With that said, I didn't want to say that.
Okay, on this one, I thought their project personnel team showed an above average level of experience, and the project team contains all necessary disciplines. There might be like 1 or 2 smaller ones that aren't included with an above average organizational chart. The project manager, Alfredo Seeley, is a PE, has an above average qualification, has 17 years of experience. He has experience with SWIFMA development of the airport and terminal in Palm Beach, but he doesn't have a broad breadth of experience, I thought, related to what we do. The firm was established for 25 years, has about 9 people and about 4 PEs. It's located in Tampa. Their resume showed a variety of experience, including investigative civil engineering services for land acquisition, feasibility studies, basic civil engineering services such as the Heartline. They provide septic system, civil services for the airport at Tornado County. And they had stormwater and wetland maintenance inspections. So a variety, but of experience, but a lot of times the project manager didn't have a full depth. So the prime firm has adequate level of understanding of the project and what will be required to complete it. But I had given them a 16 just because it wasn't a broad breadth.
Yeah.
Okay, I actually give them higher score because 28, because they are experienced and the sub-consulting team is also experienced with Hillsborough County projects. And they seem to have, based on the proposal, like a person who's expert in a particular area of the project. So that was the part I kind of went with to give them 28.
To rebuttal on this one is, that most of the experience on the traffic, stormwater, transportation, So, with that said, I think we should consider that one, so, really is, even though, yes, we deal with the parking lot, we do stormwater, all those things, so basically dealing with a lot of vertical construction of the public building. And really, this RPS wasn't meant to be for, for transportation, so this is just basically on this one right here, so. With us, I don't know, so, maybe.
I agree. I just think, and then the resumes are really fairly short, so it didn't give you a broad breadth of what they're doing. So I really feel like, so the scoring of in that category to get to 27, 28.
Definitely should be more than 20, so.
Well, I thought the relevance is in the next category, so
Do you think they had
relevance of that type.
above average level experience or superior level?
That's just in general, right? Above average is
Okay,
what.
so let's get into the 20 to 28
Yeah,
category.
yeah, right.
At the max. Was the organization above average for this project?
Yes,
Did they have an above average understanding of the proposed project?
well, then, like I said, yeah, that's the key right there, so then be more toward traffic, transportation, and stormwater.
That was my
So,
concern. So 28
Yeah.
is a high point. So we have a 27, 16, 28. Do you think like a 24?
24 would be. Yes.
All consensus?
Yes.
Yes. It's mine. So on experience, they have minor successful recent experience, shown in the proposal. Some of the project experience listed is similar to the RPS scope. They included site feasibility reviews, roadway resurfacing and rehab areas of projects in Pinellas, basic civil services for a cultural center, railroad crossing, safety study, Hillsborough County, site feasibility study for a single family land, and a road improvements and a site feasibility for steps towing, and then roadway projects. And so a lot more feasibility studies. It wasn't really all the way like a whole project.
Yeah.
So I had given them a 16.
It's me.
Yes.
Okay, I have given them 22 on this. And again, it's combined, kind of presentation they've got there. They do have City of Tampa good projects, which are very relevant and big, but, they don't, some of the projects are, as Amy said, pertaining to roads, and that's somewhat not relevant. So my score for them in my level was 22.
Which one?
22, sorry.
So we had a 16, 22, and 22. How about, let me just verify one second. 1, 2, 3.
I mentioned my score.
I thought you did 22. Yeah, I do that. So 16, 22, and 22. So 22 is a category, and they would have above average level experience of project manager is uniquely qualified. Project contains all necessary disciplines. Organization and project team is above average for this project. Prime firm has superior professional resources to provide services. Prime firm has an above average understanding of the proposed project and what will be required to complete it. I really believe that we're in the category above that, which is the 15 to 21 category. And that is where they have an adequate level of experience versus above average. So we had 16, 22, and 22. What are your thoughts? How about a 20?
20, I will give them, even though it wasn't no significant projects, they did a site feasibility study to not that extent, so. Yeah, it's,
Consensus 20?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So now we are with Newton.
Yeah, in this category, firm's willingness and ability to meet the schedule and budget requirements. Again, it's in the proposal. It looks all good. It's based on the proposal, so I have good, pretty fair scores for all of them. At 9 on this one. 9.
9. I'm sorry. Yes.
Okay, this proposal has an understanding of, budget, controlling the budget and schedule. But they didn't get to details explain, what the steps taken, meeting with the project manager, county representative, project manager will through the scope, all those things, so understand our budget, what kind of budget and work through it, so, I didn't see that one, so with that said, I give them 10.
They had a good understanding of the approach to the scheduling budget by utilizing tools such as providing summary status reports, using a QA/QC process, which I thought was good. And they did have a redundancy of staff assignments suggested there. So I had given them a 12. Would be, how about a 10?
Okay, let me go back, I'm sorry, they provided a, approach, they provided, so, with my regret, they provide me my apology to this, so they provided, I take back what I said earlier, they provided approach for this one, so yeah, I will go with the 11, my point would be 11. So,
Okay.
and you said that, what was yours?
Mine was a 12 and Newton was 11.
No, mine was 9.
Oh,
Yeah.
and 9, so 9, 11, and 12.
Yeah, I'm geared more to, 11 or 2 and whatever.
So 11, would that be in a consensus?
Okay.
Did we all agree?
Yeah.
11 consensus?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So workload, on this one for FKA, I said this middle shows that consultants project team have adequate time and personnel, approximately 60% availability, with availability increasing next year to complete services on schedule. So I have given them a 12.
Exactly, ditto 12, and same reason, the chart is pretty clear over there. That in February next year, they have like 60% and it goes up after that, so I give it 12.
I give them 13, so.
13. So we're going workload. So we have 2 12s and 1 13. Is 12 a consensus or 13?
Yeah, we did 12.
12 is a consensus. All agree? So if you want to start on I think I went out of order with that. So,
Which one is it?
well, let's go to Newton. Let's do Newton.
No, which one is it?
So we're now in Aurora.
Oh,
So that completes on ALFKA, the violation for that. So we go to Aurora Civil Engineering. So I think I went out of sequence with that one with you. So if you want to do that one, then we'll go to Newton next.
Might as well.
Okay, all right. This proposal has a well experience with the, government facilities, they have a well experienced civil engineer on board. And, they have experience with the government facilities, vertical, horizontal. And, so they, they exhibit a well approach to this proposal. With that said, I'll give them 32.
You're not going, right?
I'll go next, yep. So I have that they showed a superior level of that experience. Several of the members are uniquely qualified and the team contains all the necessarily subdisciplines. The project manager, Chris Weddle, is uniquely qualified with over 47 years of experience, provide a resume with over 29 successful projects completed or process of being completed with Hillsborough County, and that's probably a low number. County has been established 23 years. They're located in Brandon. Resumes show that they had project experience. Engineering services, septic system service, project closeout and certification, storm wetland inspections, miscellaneous services. They also showed experience with local regulatory agencies such as Hillsborough, Tampa, Swiftmud, FDP, etc., and roadway transportation technical manuals to help expedite permitting processes. Over engineering showed a superior understanding, I thought, of the project and what will be required to complete it. So I give them a 34.
I agree with most what he said. Chris Weddle with 47 years of experience and several projects with Hillsborough County that helps a lot, along with their sub-consultants also have history with working with Hillsborough County and again, all those areas of stormwater, wetland and other things. And I gave the other team also had really solid experience, so I gave them 32.
You give 34.
32, 34, and 32.
Yeah. That's really this highest score I give in time category. So, we need to go one point higher.
So what do you think 33 is?
33. Score me.
Yeah, what were the scores again?
32, 34, and 32.
Okay, you had 34, right?
I have 34.
32, I'm gonna take 2. So,
So 33 is our consensus, all agree?
yes.
So the next one you're gonna do since I skipped some before.
Okay, and that will be Aurora with farm experience and projects of similar type and size. And it's very evident with the submittal here that they have very relevant projects of what kind we do here, which has both like vertical and site development as well as a lot of feasibility study and only like horizontal development, like parks and stuff. So I gave them 32 on this category as well.
And I give them 34 because they have a lot of, they really exhibited in that RSP package. They show that feasibility study. That's most of our work is feasibility study, so. And of course, wetland delineation, government facility like, vertical construction library, fire station on this. So they really have a good understanding, experience on this. So I give them 34.
I agree with you, Munster. I thought their experience was excellent, exactly matches what we do, ranging from a variety of municipal type buildings, parks, recs, fire station, feasibility, court covers, and all of their scope of services for the represented projects are similar to the RPS scope, so I think I'm 34. So we did 32, Munster 34, and myself 34.
Which one?
33?
Was that?
I had 34 or 32, so I don't know
So
what
we
will be
need
the
to
number.
change the number.
Oh, yeah.
So
33, is that the consensus, or 34?
34.
34, are you okay with that?
Sure.
34 is the consensus, all.
Mhm.
Okay, I'll go next.
You want, okay.
No, no, no. making sure I get the right name. So I had Aurora show superior understanding and approach to the project scope and schedule by utilizing effective communication and prior experience. I had given them a 14.
Give them 14 for the same reason.
Well, at this point, my scoring for this category is livable. For everyone.
Would you want to come up to a 13? 13? Consensus?
Well, let's talk about this one. So, I didn't see any, reasoning not to score in less than 14. So they are real understanding there. So, only if you can convince me that,
It's a consensus.
yeah,
Go through.
yeah.
I was a budget and schedule, so. Again. We're talking about firms' willingness, right? So, yeah. Submittal shows superior understanding, that is 13 also. Superior understanding of the approach of to scope, schedule, and budget. 12 is below that, so I'm willing to go to 13.
We was talking about my score, I guess. So, you had Amy, you had 13.
I had 14, you had 14, and you had 12.
Okay.
So on this, let's talk about the category 13 to 15. Is submittal shows superior understanding of an approach to scope, schedule, and budget with potential improvements for project delivery and cost savings. So we're in that range with the 13 or 14 we're looking at. What we have here is they went through their schedules and budgets are to be met, has 47 years of experience, demonstrated added value projects, completed under aggressive schedules and prescribed budgets. Let's see what else.
That's what I was getting to, so.
Internal weekly meeting demonstrates a superior understanding of project scope, goals, and budget. So we have a 14, 12, and 14. I think 13 is our consensus.
Okay, I want to go 13. Go 10.
Everyone agree with 13? Sure. 13. And we have our workload, so Newton, if you want to start that.
Okay, I gave them 13 on workload also. I had given 12. 13 on workload, seems like they're busy, but they have room for our projects according to the bar chart. And some of the bar chart was not 100% clear to me. And that's why I'm holding to 13.
13. That's it.
I'll give them 14. I think they have resources to deliver the projects on time, on take additional, projects.
So I had the submittal shows an availability between 35 and 25% with more availability next year.
Yeah.
But I did see some prior workload commitments may impact their ability to complete on schedule. But they did have the PE backup, the
Yeah.
capability. So I had given them a 12. So we had a 13, 12, 14, 12. So it was 13. and
13 is fine.
Yeah.
So that would complete our scoring for Aurora Civil Engineering on our side. Our next proposer is Bayer United Engineering Consultants. Whose turn is it? No, I'm looking here. That was new, so it's Munster.
I will.
Yeah.
That's fine. And then we models. So, this proposal, has the, experience a little bit over 5 years, that firm. I'm not talking about the individuals, so the firm by itself has 5 years, over 5 years, in Tampa. And, so mainly they geared toward, the civil engineering on the road design, transportations. And Really, they had a good, the Sean, the approach was great, the Sean about every step, every phase of the projects. So that was very impressive for me. And really, again, most of the projects are geared toward, road design, traffic, transportation. So with that said, I give them 30.
So, okay, I said they showed an average level of experience with the project team contains all necessary disciplines with an adequate organization project team chart. Prime firm has a marginal understanding of the proposed project and what's required to complete it because they submitted mostly transportation. Their project manager, Marcelo Tavernari, has above average qualifications with 23 years of experience, but with 1 year only with the firm. He had prior leadership experience with public works director, county engineer over transportation and stormwater facilities, and a section manager in the technical section division of Hillsborough County. But their experience listed transportation projects in Pinellas County, transportation experience in Charlotte, Pasco, Citrus, Hillsborough, Lachua. They have some boat ramp experience, some park and manatee in Sarasota, marina reconstruction, some gravity pump and station design for a variety of locations, and some commercial development in other local counties. They have 8 people, 5 registered PDs and located in Tampa. But their primary experience was with transportation engineering, stormwater, transportation studies, with, I thought, limited civil engineering basic services for other kind of things. They had some with boat ramps and some parks, but it really wasn't their priority. So I had given them that 15, quite different.
Okay, yeah, I agree to some points in there. Some of the personnel have really good experience, but overall firm, as Mansoor says, it's 5 years old. And then again, going back to the relevance, I gave them 22 actually. It's quite more than others.
Let's go back to me, what has impressed me on the package that see that they understand the approach, so. I was mainly focusing on, how they're are capable of, have experience with this type of project. Yes, they have with the road, you're right, with the project and some of those boat ramps. I didn't see the boat ramp there. I'm sorry, maybe I missed somewhere, you said that you have a boat ramp for this, so. But again, I was more geared to, the approach here on this category criteria. That's why I give them 30. So yeah, I'm willing to go down to,
So we have a 30, 15, and 22. 22 category seems okay. That would be an above average level experience.
Superior.
Yeah, so I think is 22 a consensus.
Yeah, we can fall into category 2, yes.
Next one, so we have experience on that, so that would be myself. And that one, I'm just giving it. So I had the prime firm displayed minor successful experience with projects of a similar size and type. Some of the scope and services provided for the representative projects are similar to the RPS scope. They included FDOT, roadway design, work order contracts, Hillsborough County sidewalk gap design, work order contract, roadway resurfacing or reconstruction for several Hillsborough County roadways with some sidewalk remediation scope, but it didn't have a broad breadth. So that's why I gave them 11.
Is it me?
Yep.
Just. We're talking about relevant experience, and we've just talked, all of us talked about all that. But in my kind of matrix, I gave them 21. So basically just below the above average. And I agree to this, the reasoning basically all the demonstrated projects, with the exception of one or two, are roadway related. And they don't exactly match what we typically do. Obviously, it's civil engineering, but still. 22.
22. I think it's 20.
Oh, sorry, 21, 22 is the next line. 21.
So it's 21?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I give it 15. Because again, most of those experiences with the IFTA road improvements. So this is really, this RPS is not here to under road improvement is in general and basically for the horizontal, vertical construction of the buildings. So I give it 15.
Okay. So I have 11, Newton had 21, and Monster had 15. The category of 15 to 21 does appear appropriate. I'm okay with that, based on the discussion we had today. So could have a 15 minute.
Or middle of that category. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
Because I have an 11.
Oh, yeah, you're.
It's 15 expenses or
Sure.
Main concern is that, really toward, more, down in Hillsborough County projects, for permitting all those regulatory, that's the main concern of us, so I don't see it like that, so. Yeah, 15 is pretty much reasonable.
all expenses.
Yes.
So the next category is scheduled budget. We'll start with Newton.
Yeah, I mean, for this category in particular, I really am going with what we have presented, that's all we can do. And I have given them 10 because it looks, in general, they talk about things they need to do about getting the projects on time and under budget, so. I give them 10.
Okay.
I give them 12.
I had given them 12 also based on, it showed an adequate schedule approach, understanding the budget control, but an inadequate understanding the scope, someone I thought. But they did say they were going to use meetings with minutes and had a tracking system. But some of the related more to transportation projects, what they were calling out in there, so I'd given them a 12. So we had a 10, Newton, Counselor 12, and myself 12. Should we?
I can move it to 12.
You want to do 12? Okay. Well, consensus 12. The next one, Monster, Litchfield.
Yeah, this firm indicated that, they have capability that take on additional work. And our ability is between 20 to 80% on all the disciplines. So with that said, I give them 13. Even though it's more transportation, but still I give them 13.
Again, the same thing, I saw about a 15 to 50% availability with more next year. But they did have backup capability, so I had given them a 12.
11. Again, looking at the charts.
So we have Monster at 13, Newton at 12, and Newton at 11.
Let's go with 12.
12. Is that a consensus? 12.
Well,
Okay, that will conclude Bayer United Engineering Consultants. The next proposer, Company and Bayer Inc. I have their project team showed an above average level experience, and a project team contained all necessary disciplines with an organizational chart with an above average team organization. Their project manager, Matt Fabrizio, he is a PE, has an above average qualification with 29 years of experience. The majority of resume experience listed included like boat ramp improvements for Pinellas County, boat ramp again for Pinellas, roundabout, widening roadway projects for Pasco, Hillsborough, Citrus County, intersection improvements for Hillsborough, roadway, Pinellas, They have been established for a long time, 50 years it looked like, with 5 registered PEs. They're located in Clearwater. I thought they had experience with survey, transportation, basic civil engineering services, investigative services. I thought they had an adequate understanding of the proposed project and what would be required to complete it. I gave them a 22.
That's me, right? I gave them 28 over here. And we can discuss that, but, I mean, based on number of years of experience of the team, members and, it's a diverse experience, not so much related to what we're trying to do, but still those areas are touched. So based on their qualifications and experience, I gave them 28.
What do you give them?
28.
28. So for some reason, I gave them 28 too. So what happened here is that they talk about feasibility, they have done feasibility study, master planning, rezoning. That's something in line with us, here too with our RSP. Even though we are not spelling it out, but that's what purpose of this RSP is that general civil engineering, so, but they have experience with, miscellaneous contract with the Pasco County on this, so they have experience with government. And mainly, they have environmental engineer, they mentioned right there, so with that, I will give them 28, so. Even though I want to see really more on vertical construction, which I didn't see, yeah.
So we had a 22, I had 22, Mozart 28, 28. How about a 26?
I think that's reasonable because again, like you mentioned, all these are geared to transportation. So,
Sure. 26 is consensus, all? Yeah. Okay, the next one is Newton.
And that category is relevance of experience, and that's where I, weight the same points, based on what they have presented. And I go back for just a second, and they don't have, again, stormwater and other is more than actual complete site development. So I gave them 24 because seems like they completed these projects, on time and all that. So 24.
I might give them 26 in this category criteria. Because, again, they've done some work, of course, for the Pasco County, school board. It's county, I'm sorry. And then they have a continuing contract with the Pasco County, Miscellaneous contract. I'm not instead, which is more close to our RSP. And really, like I said, most of their, majority of their experience toward transportation. So with that said, yeah.
I had given them a little personally discuss. So I thought they had adequate, successful, recent experience with projects of similar size and type. Most, but not all, the projects listed were similar to the RPS scope. They had experience in survey and mapping and SUE. That's a lot of the experience they have at Hillsborough County. They've had a contract with us for a while. Traffic engineering, continuing miscellaneous professional civil services to Pasco County for site plans, traffic drainage permitting, utility coordination, utility design, public involvement surveys, SUE, a variety of things. Right, a boat wash, basic civil engineering for school, and stormwater recertification. So I thought most of the scope of services for the projects are similar. In the past, they did have transportation, so that's why I say most. So I'd given them a 23. So we had a unit at 24, Monster at 26, and I was at a 23. And how if I can come up to 24, 25?
25.
25? Okay. Consensus on. Okay. I'm sorry, your next and schedule that.
Yeah. These firms, have a good understanding of, scope and budget and schedule. So willing to meet the schedules on budget on this, but that's it, like 12.
Big one.
12,
Well, I thought that they showed adequate understanding and approach to the project scope and schedule by utilizing tools such as effective communication, project work plan, estimate, and schedule coordinator. And they have prior experience with sub-consultants for a good team. So I've given them a 13.
You know, again, I gave them 11, and again, this category I have scores which are kind of lower than other categories based on.
That's your score.
Yeah. No, I mean, what I mean is what they presented looks good, but then don't know the complete
Yeah, it's
picture.
what you have to
Yeah.
review. So Munster had a 12, I had a 13, and Newton had 11, so is 12 a consensus?
Yeah.
12 consensus. Great. So the next one is me, workload. The submittal showed an availability between 25 to 75%, depending on the person. The project manager PE had a backup staffing capability with another PE, so I'd given them a 14.
As me, as I rated similarly, but I gave them 12.
I'll give them 13 because, you know, liability is between 35 to 75%. So,
You gave them 14, right?
So I had 14, Newton had 12, and Munster had 13, so it was 13 a consensus.
yes,
13. All agreed.
yes.
And we'll go with next, so that will conclude our company as Fair Inc. We'll go on for our next proposal, which is Atlantic Engineers. So you'll lead with that.
Okay, and I give them 27 on this one, which is the firm actual, well, ability of the firm as professionals. And again, they have a diverse staff with different levels of experience. Seems like Richard Coate is very experienced, and based on what they showed in the graph, he is always will be the contact manager, as they're calling it. And they have kind of that diagram showing all of the communication goes through them, go through him. And so if we have one point of contact and everything is happening through that, that kind of is nice. And you know, services, the sub-consultants seem to be acquainted with what we do. So I give them 27 there.
That's it.
I'll give them 30, you know, so the check the key staff right there, you know, this one is Mr. Coates that, you know, has a lot of government experience, you know, facility experience. And so he has a 2P in-house. But he didn't
Where did you
mention,
show 2 PE in-house?
I did
Mr. Cook.
2 and 3 CAD operation, operator.
It's the
No,
the back.
Two civil.
Yeah.
Yeah,
one
one
on
on civil, one's PE.
Oh, I said that 2 civil, the other civil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Okay.
I
Anyway,
just want to make sure because I only saw
yeah.
one.
No, I'm glad they checked into that.
Yeah,
So,
they have one PE, but again, seems like everything goes through them.
yeah,
I had actually given them a lower score, and I'll tell you why. I thought they had personnel have adequate level of the qualifications and experience, but the project team lacks the minor disciplines. They didn't have everyone listed. The organization of the project team is marginal. I did like that they had a point person, but there's only one person with a backup. Prime firms, professional resources to provide professional services are marginal. Prime firm lacks understanding the proposed project and what will be required to complete it. And I thought the project managers, what they submitted in that section was average. You had to sort of research later on in other sections. I did think that he had 30 years of experience, and then he was a public works director,
Yeah.
over transportation and stormwater, section manager in the technical services from Hillsborough County. Experience in that would be transportation. Experience listing in Collier County, Public Works Department, Hillsborough County Public Schools, continuing service contract, and instructional engineering and study of Largo continuing services of stormwater and wastewater, and then TIA. They've only been established for a shorter time period, the whole firm, and it has 6 people with 1 registered, but there is some conflict in there of it's a little confusing when you look at them. Codes.
Yeah.
The resumes that they provide are only for codes. Joel Rodriguez, Richard Kelly. If you look at Richard Kelly, it says his current employment is RC Kelly, Civil and Design Service.
Yeah. Probably.
And then Hyatt, so it doesn't even tell me if the other people are really part of their firm or not part of their firm that they listed. So, I
That
had
was
some concerns,
confusing,
I
yes.
did have a lot of concerns, and then I didn't think they had a broad breadth of experience. So I had given them a 14,
1-4.
1-4, so we had a Newton at 27, Munster at 30, and myself at 14. So do we want to come to
14 puts them in
the categories?
some level, some project team.
I just had a lot of concern about. I think I would be comfortable in that 15 to 21 category.
Lower than that.
Well, it's still between 20, you know.
Yeah.
So,
We could come to like
because, you know, I mean, as a contract with the city of Largo, you know,
21.
yeah.
21. I'll agree. The next one would be Munster. You go first.
Yeah. All right, so, it provided, what is that? Private projects, we done some project, the Stevens site, whatever is in private sectors from it. They did a drainage calc, grading plan, tree mitigation, wetland mitigation, floodplain, you know. And they have a, you know, motor, wheeler, lane, site plan games under the private, you know, line they had. They did a site engineering grading plans. Across quick crossing bridge, subdivision planning. And and they got a small project they got in the review, I believe it was for the church project, if I'm not mistaken. So, and I don't see any feasibility study or utility, anything on this. So with that, I'll give them 24.
This one, I scored lower because there's a couple things. We requested 10 projects and we only got 5. That's the first one. If you look at the contract durations, they're shorter duration, 3 months, 6 months, 5 months, 1 month. So it doesn't really give you a full breadth of their experience that they provided. I thought with that, I said had minor successful experience with projects of a similar size and type. The prime firm's approach and methods proposed are inadequate to provide the level of service required for this project because they didn't show what we asked or give us what we need for all services. And some of the scope of services provided for representative projects are similar to the RPS scope, but not all. So I've given them a 12.
Well, I gave them 20. Again, some of the things presented in the submittal was confusing. I mean, total project cost 150 and 6 months duration, but it does not clarify, or maybe I'm missing something. It doesn't say did they provide a complete set of construction documents for that or not. So
Is
I'm
that responded to plan review comments? But yeah.
yeah, it says, I mean, I'm looking at the first one on page 10. Yeah, so attend scope meetings, coordinated survey wetlands, determined best location, helps get it. Okay, responded to plan review comments, it seems like they did, and again, 200,000, so.
I think that's their fee is the one that,
Is it total project cost, it says,
but I think that's.
that's what was
That's-
confusing,
that's,
yeah,
That makes sense.
right, and again, 5, Project was
$5,000,
yeah. So, and then 5 projects were submitted, I gave them 20, that's like you know, average, adequate, whatever that category is.
I did not believe they had adequate,
Experience,
they did not submit adequate
They
experience.
did not,
Yeah.
and,
no feasibility study or any sort of like utilities, so.
24.
I get 20.
Only,
Oh, no, my score was 20, sorry, I don't know if I said that.
I'm not comfortable going with the adequate level.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we're in the 18
18.
range, so 18.
18 months.
18,
I
that's
said
fine.
58.
Consensus 18.
Sure.
Schedule and budget, on that one, that would be me, so. So this, I said the submittal did not show an adequate schedule approach, understanding of budget control and then understanding the scope. They indicated they had tools, to control schedule and budget that included Mr. Coates' experience working for a major construction contracting company. And as a diplomat and forensic engineer, but it really did describe in depth what the control was. So I'd give him a 7.
That's me. Yeah, I give them 8. In this category again, based on what you got there, it kind of tells in good words, so I give them 8, but as you said, it's less relevant, less evident. What was your score, Amy?
That's 7. Answer.
I had 9 for some reason, but, so design, and, okay, yeah, they didn't really to get to detail, really all the time they were referring to stormwater.
Yeah.
This contract is not just stormwater, it's more than that.
They have more depth, they just
Yeah.
put it in.
Yeah, they didn't put it.
Yeah.
It was a little bit confusion on this, criteria on this one, so. Yeah, I want to really see, more elaborate on the step of the way on track, how they're gonna deliver the projects, so how they're gonna go through the permit and all those things, so, I didn't say anything on that, so. With that said, so I'll give them.
So we had a 7, 8, and 9, with 8, you had a consensus? Okay. You have consensus? Okay.
You said 8.
8 is consensus. This one is workload, and that would be Newton.
Yeah, I mean, they have shown the chart here where it says currently available.
Yeah.
And I think that is the only page with few paragraphs, so again. Well, if the team is going to be available for our project, seems like yes. But it doesn't demonstrate enough, how. So, well, if it is only based on if they're available, yeah, I give them 10.
I give them 7 on this category. And again, they're referring to a stormwater management services contract, so. Okay, if you're gonna base it on the stormwater, you have ability, you're all in my book, because it has to be on general civil, so.
We need a
So I
variety
give
of.
them 7, so.
And I agree with all of you. They showed the 100%, but the other thing for me is they didn't have the backup for the
Yeah.
committee on there, so I had given them a 11. So we have a 11 for me, maybe 10, and New Munster 7. So we had a 9 or 10.
I will give them 10.
Consensus at 10. So complete our scoring on the bill for the engineers. We have 2 more left. If we continue on, or we want a break?
Just 2 minutes breaks.
5-minute break?
Yeah.
Is that
Yes.
5-minute break? Just for a minute.
May just, we're just taking a 5-minute. Back on, we're just gonna be taking a few minutes of a break. I will be stopping the recording and we will resume once the break is done. Thank you.